Well, I'm out collecting stories at the moment, collecting some stories around mentoring of all things. And it's just got me thinking about how do you go about getting people to open up and actually tell you a story. We have been doing some interesting work recently about collecting stories from coaches of high performance athletes. Peter Spence and I are doing this project. And one of the things I've noticed is it takes time for someone to decide to tell you the story. I'll ask lots of story eliciting questions at the beginning of an interview, and I'll ask people about, tell me about a time when you felt this, and can you share a moment when you did that? All those types of questions, and you tend to get opinions to start with. They'll give you facts, they'll give you their point of view. But at some point during the interview, they'll decide that you're trustworthy, that you're someone that they can confide in and actually tell you a particular story. Now we're finding this today. It was really interesting. We've done a couple of interviews. The first two interviews, the people sort of knew who we were, what we were about, what we were trying to do. But the third person who came in to interview, there was actually a person who was replacing someone else, and he did it at the very last minute. It was a very brave thing for him to do. But you know what? He didn't know us. And as a result, he didn't really want to open up to us. And even though I could tell he had these stories to tell about how he'd been mentored and how he'd mentored other people, he wasn't willing to come and give us the detail. He gave us these very high-level, abstract descriptions of those experiences. So I guess in terms of improving your practice to, if you like, elicit stories from people, timing is part of it, but also just building that rapport, building that level of trust, and it takes time to do that. So hopefully that's just a few things you might want to consider next time you're out there trying to collect your stories. So that's from me, Shawn Callahan at Anecdote.